Hi everyone. I'm Abhay from Max Planck Institute for Human Cognitive and Brain Sciences in Leipzig. So yeah, thank you. So basically, my topic of research is deep breathing, and it's called DeerghaPraaNa. It's from Deergha means long and deep, and prana is the life energy that goes in. So in Sanskrit, it's like roughly equivalent to breath. And my main topic and research is on the mechanisms of deep breathing and what exactly happens to the heart-brain interactions during it. So, just a quick break. Let's take a deep breath in as the circle expands and then and exhale. So, deep breathing has been shown to reduce perceived stress, and physiologically speaking, it has been shown also to reduce blood pressure, heart rate, and increase heart rate variability. And in terms of neural correlates, the alpha power seems to increase and theta decrease. And we also have, like Daniel has shown in his work, that the aperiodic brain activity, which is the 1/f slope, the fluctuations are phase locked to respiration. And in our study, like basically what we do is replicate the existing results and develop on it to also validate few other measures. So the first one is like blood pressure and heart rate decreasing and oxygen saturation increasing. This is more of a sanity check. And then we have heart rate variability. We have like classic measures like RMSSD and like the low frequency, high frequency ratio. And here, this one is a measure proposed by Valenza et al. So that's the parasympathetic activity index. So sympathetic and parasympathetic activities can be segregated and understood in a more detailed manner. And we hypothesize that it increases during and also persists after. So after the deep breathing is over and you come back to the normal breathing. And then we have the brain breathing associations where the periodic and aperiodic component analysis where we have alpha power increasing and theta decreasing. And heart-brain coupling-wise, we have the cardiorespiratory, which is the respiratory sinus arrhythmia, which means as you inhale, there's a heart rate increases. And then as you exhale, the heart rate decreases. So this coupling between the heart and breathing will be in a more detailed manner studied. And HEP is basically heartbeat evoked potential. So that again, we hypothesize it to increase, and it's one of the new areas which we want to get into. And overall, the study is actually in its pilot mode, so it's still very much in progress in its design. I will briefly present you the design itself. So this is a counterbalanced like control trial where we have different blocks. Let's go one by one. So we have around 60 participants planned, with 30 going in on the first day to something called control session, and on the second day, deep breathing session. And we have resting state block. We'll zoom in here. So basically, resting state block is around 15 minutes, with first 5 minutes having behavioral questionnaire for recording their depression, anxiety, and stress scales. And then we have a 10-minute resting state. And we realized, like just pre-piloting it, we realized 10 minutes resting state is really sleepy. And I don't know how much you've experienced. And like with participants, they usually, especially because our experiment is also closed-eyed, so we have participants go to like very sleepy states. So we decided to have a break in between, like 1 minute break, just to beef them up from sleeping. And then we have, before the control block, we have something called training here. So in case of the deep breathing, the training is 6 breathing cycles per minute, what we did in the first slide, basically 4-second inhale and 6-second exhale. So this will be shown on the screen for a minute. So they follow the rhythm and get used to the deep breathing. And then we ask them to close their eyes. And this is also in a way to ensure the heartbeat evoked potential is not altered by the visual stimulus that they get. So it's a closed-eye experiment. And so we have a training, and since deep breathing is also very relaxing, a break again after 5 minutes. And then we have a similar resting state block to analyze what happened while they breathe deep or controlled breathing. So in the controlled breathing case, the first, when we've been thinking and attending this summer school and symposium has been really helpful in like designing it in a more like detailed manner. To think of controlled breathing, what we first thought was during the resting state, there's an average breathing rate, right? And we wanted to see if we can train them back to their normal average and have that as a controlled but normal breathing versus the deep breathing, which is 6 breathing cycles per minute. And this is something that we're still like thinking more about, and any inputs from all the breathing researchers here would be welcome. So, and finally, I think, yeah, just a quick thank you for my supervisor, Arno Filringer, and co-supervisor, Vadim, who's here, and the collaborator, Maria, also here, and the whole group and the lab. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who might have a question? Otherwise, I go first. Could you? Sorry. What's the reasoning for the closed eye resting state?
So one is to, like, we have basically visually, we'll be analyzing a continuous set of like ECG, EEG, and respiration throughout the experiment. And we realize that visual stimuli affect things like heartbeat evoked potential. And we want to make it as like smooth as possible in terms of the like fluctuations that happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, it's mostly the heartbeat evoked potential is very much increased by visual stimulus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I was wondering, I'm not sure, you probably don't have these results, but I guess maybe in from the literature, like these deep breathing effects, how long do they tend to last?
That's another novelty that we are trying to address. So most of these studies show, like, I think in one of, sorry. So in this study, they just say that it persists, but they do not say how much. And they also mention, like in one of the reviews by Zaccaro, we have that there's only one study showing that it persists, and the others maybe don't care. So because their hypotheses are more immediate effects. So that is another thing that we plan to address. Yeah,
cool.
Let's see.
Thank you.
And we have a 10-minute, 10-minute resting state block here, finally, after breathing. So this is potentially for us to see how it flows. Yeah.
Some thanks.
Another quick question. Otherwise, we thank Abhay again.
Thank you
so much.